Hello, backyard book reading 일입니다. Today's chapter is Two. Oblonsky was a truthful man in his attitude to himself. He could not deceive himself into believing that he was sorry for his conduct. He could not now feel sorry because he, a handsome and susceptible man of 34, was not in love with his wife, the mother of 5 living and 2 dead children, who was only a year younger than himself. He was only sorry not to have been able to hide it from his wife better. But he felt the whole gravity of his position, and he was sorry for his wife, his children, and himself. Perhaps he would have been able to hide his peccadilloes from his wife much better had he expected the recent discovery to have had such an effect on her. It was clear that he had never thought the matter out, but had only vaguely imagined that his wife had long since guessed that he was unfaithful to her, and prepared not to see what was going on. It even seemed to him that, worn out, old before her time, and plain as she was, and a kind, though rather simple and in no way remarkable mother, she ought in all fairness to be indulgent, but it proved to be quite the opposite. Oh, it's terrible, dear, oh dear, it's terrible. Oblonsky kept repeating to himself, but he could think of no solution. And how well everything was going before this happened. What a good life we had. She was contented and happy with the children. I did not interfere with her at all. I let her run the house and the children as she liked. True, it was nice that she should have been a governess in our house. Not at all nice. There's something sordid and vulgar about making love to one's own governess. But what a governess! He vividly recalled Mademoiselle Roland's mischievous black eyes and her smile. But after all, while she lived in our house. I did not permit myself anything, and the worst of it is that she's now. It just would happen now. Oh dear, oh dear. What am I to do? There's no answer except the usual answer life gives to the most complicated and insoluble questions. This answer is carry on with your everyday affairs. That is to say, put it out of your mind. He couldn't put it out of his mind, at least not till bedtime, nor could he return to the music sung by the little decanter woman. He therefore had to put it out of his mind by the dream of life. Well, we shall see what happens, Oblonsky said to himself, and getting up, he put on his gray dressing gown with the pale blue silk lining, knotted the cord, and drawing a deep breath into his powerful lungs, he walked to the window with his usual springy step, which carried his plump body so lightly, raised the blind, and rang loudly. The bell was answered at once by his old friends and valet, Matvey, who brought in his clothes, boots, and a telegram. Matvey was followed into the room by the barber with shaving things. Are you there? Any papers from the office? Asked Oblonsky, taking the telegram and sitting down before the looking glass. They are on the table, sir, replied Matvey with a questioning and sympathetic look at his master, and after a short pause, he added with a sly smile, "Someone came from the livery stables." Oblonsky made no reply, merely glancing at Matvey in the looking-glass. From the glance which they exchanged, it could be seen at once that they understood each other perfectly. Oblonsky's glance seems to ask, "Why do you say that? Don't you know what's going on?" Matvey put his hand into his coat pockets and stood with his legs apart, gazing at his master in silence. Good-humoredly, and with an almost imperceptible smile. "I told her to come back on Sunday, sir, and not to trouble you herself for nothing," he said, obviously repeating a prepared phrase. Oblonsky realized that Matvey was merely trying to be jocular and to draw attention to himself. He tore open the telegram and read it, mentally collecting the usual misspelled word, and his face brightened. Matvey, my sister Anna will be here tomorrow, he said, stopping for a moment the plump, shiny hand of the barber, who was combing a rosy parting between his long, curly whiskers. Thank God, said Matvey, showing by his answer that he understood the importance of this visit as well as his master. That is to say, that Anna, Oblonsky's favorite sister, might help to bring about a reconciliation between husband and wife. Is she coming by herself, sir, or with her husband? Asked Matvey. Oblonsky could not speak, for the barber was busy with his upper lip and his raises a finger. Matvey nodded to him in the glass. By herself? Shall I see that the upstairs room is got ready for her, sir? Tell the mistress. Let her decide. The mistress, sir? Matvey repeated, as though in doubt. Yes, tell her. And here, take the telegram to her, and let me know what she says. You want to see how she reacts? Matvey understood his master to mean, but he only said, Very good, sir. Oblonsky was washed and combed and was about to dress when Matvey, stepping slowly in his squeaky boots, came back into the room with the telegram in his hand. The barber had gone. The mistress told me to tell you, sir, that she's going away, he said, laughing only with his eyes, with his hands in his pockets and his head on one side. Let him do what he likes, she said, sir. Oblonsky was silent for a moment. Then a kind, rather pathetic smile appeared on his handsome face. Well, Matvey, he said, shaking his head. Don't worry, sir, said Matvey. It will all come right. Come right? Yes, sir. You think so? Who's that? Asked Oblonsky, hearing the